Kia ora koutou, it's Monique Bradley here. I'm live from the YourFixTV studio, and tonight's very special guest, the one, the only Mr. Ray McVinnie. Hello to you.
How are you?
Really good. Good to have you in the studio. It's a bit different tonight. We're not cooking, but we are going to be talking about food. And we are going to, for all of you who have been following me in my weight loss journey of more than 40 kilos in weight loss, we're going to be talking about weight loss. We're going to be talking about food trends tonight. And Ray is going to share a little insight into his own weight loss journey and a little bit about food trends we're going to talk about. Is that right, Ray?
We're going to talk about food trends.
We are.
Okay.
So I'm going to put you on the spot and I'm going to ask you about the trends. But first of all, I want to say hello, Lee Davidson, who's watching, Rhonda Hickey. Jeff Gamigami said no sound. Have you got sound there, Pete? Have you got sound? Okay, hopefully you've got sound. Switch your volume up, Jeff. You won't hear that. Never mind. So tonight we are talking about weight loss and real food options. And for those of you who are looking for healthy food tips, you're going to get some from the master chef himself. So Ray, how long have we worked together now?
Oh God, 15 years at
15?
least. 15? Easy.
I think it's about 17 years.
I think so.
Now, one of the first things I remember was we were talking, I was at the food show and I was drinking a protein shake. And you said to me, what are you drinking, dear love? I said, it's a protein shake. And you said, get rid of it immediately. Yeah. It'll kill you.
I just said, read what's in it.
Yes.
You know?
So I actually went and read the label, and it turned out there was 30 grams of sugar in there that I hadn't looked at.
It's not just the sugar. It'll be all those other chemicals that they put in it. In processed food, and there's three things they put them in there for. Make it last longer, make it bigger, and make it cheaper.
Gotcha.
And I don't know about you, but in the words of Michael Pollan, and you know, check this guy out, he's really good. I just want to eat food. I don't want to eat the additives. I just want to eat the food.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And eat more plant, right?
Always good to eat plants. Yeah, lots of plants. What does he say? Eat real food, mostly plants. Not too much. Not too much. Yeah. Are we talking about weight loss, or are we talking about healthy eating?
Pretty much the whole thing, because what I've learned through my journey is when I eat well, I lose weight.
Yeah.
I think. Oh, is it sound from?
Sorry, fucking around.
Oh, hopefully we're good now.
Okay.
Okay, Jeff Gamigami says, hi, I have sound. Good stuff. And he said, my wife Donna has just lost 10 kgs in 7 weeks. That is awesome, Jeff. Congratulations to your wife. That's an amazing, amazing feat. Hi, Donna Angel. Hi, Dave Grant. Hi, Paul Newman as well. Okay, you're going to say something.
I would say I'm not an expert. I'm a cook, so that's where I'm coming from. But I do know that people who eat traditional diets are very rarely fat. So like the Mediterranean diet and things like that? Any traditional diet, it's very unusual to see a fat person, you know? And there are several sort of reasons for that, and it's usually because you eat at meal times and you don't eat too much, and you don't eat anything in between, and you don't snack, all that stuff. So what are your thoughts then on the genetics? So certain genes can affect our body shape, and certain genes can affect the way we process food. Healthy people come in all shapes and sizes. Wow. You know, well, I think they do anyway. And I don't think that we do have a strange culture that wants women to look like 12-year-old skeletons, you know. Which, so weird. So weird. And that's an affluent society. It's cultural. Yeah. And of course, in other societies, to look rich and successful, you've got to be big. You've got to be big. Yeah. That's right. Like a lot of Pacific Island communities as well. It's perception. Okay, cool. I'm just checking with Pete to make sure we've got the sound okay. Pete, are we all right with sound? Ray's got no sound. Okay, we're just going to fix that. Excellent. Lee Davidson said, have sound and pictures across the ditch. Hello, over in Australia. Jeff Gamigami just said, absolutely agree, Ray. Yeah. Excellent, excellent. So, Raja just said, hi, sound is good. Hi, Raja. Very good, Raja. Good to see you. Okay, Ray, you were going to say. That thing about traditional food. Yes. If you eat like they used to, you know, traditional diets, the weight thing generally is taken care of, you know? Gotcha, yes. Eat real food, not too much, get plenty of exercise. Look, Michael Pollan also says this other thing. He says, this is the perfect diet. You eat real food, takes care of nutrition. You don't have to listen to nutritionists. That's true. Because you eat real food, so that takes care of quality. Yes. All right? Yes. You eat the biggest variety of food you can. Don't eat the same thing all the time. Yes. That takes care of nutrition. Yes. You get some exercise, you know, plenty of exercise. Yes. You don't eat too much, and you don't worry about
Yeah.
food. You know, people get so
Good
obsessed,
philosophy.
People get so obsessed by it.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Yeah.
I think too, and I was just in discussions with a client about this today, I think when you have food that nutritionally takes care of everything that you need, it also, and this is my experience of my 25-year journey with weight loss, that the cravings that often people talk about, they subside because you're getting everything you need.
Yeah, I was a bit of a fatty when I was at school. Okay, then I took up swimming, which kind of
helped. Yeah.
That was cool. Really skinny when I was a student.
Yeah.
We didn't have any money.
No money, no food.
And, we had. Then after my kids were born, I sort of got really sort of fat because I suppose because you're so exhausted the whole time, you just want to lie around.
Blob, yeah.
Yeah, and then I thought, no, I'm not going to do that. You know, I don't feel good. So I thought, right, I've got to lose some weight. So what I did was I basically didn't eat very much for a couple of months.
Right.
I reckon I don't know this because I'm not an expert, but I think I retrained my brain.
Yes,
I
you
eat
did.
small portions now. I never eat things, you know, between meals.
Yeah.
I don't eat processed food. I eat no processed food. If it's got chemicals in it, I avoid it. You know.
Wow.
Yeah. And what else? I never drink sweet drinks. I drink tea, coffee, water, and quite a bit of wine.
A little bit of wine.
Quite a bit of wine.
And a little gin here and there.
Like a bit of gin, yeah. But yeah, you know, and there's no way you can kid yourself or your body about, oh, I can eat this because it's fat-free or... Nah, you eat things, it's all calories going in.
That's right.
Yeah.
And one of the things Ray and I have talked about at great length is also this concept of calories in versus calories out. So a lot of people, particularly in the different groups that I'm in on Facebook, talking about weight loss and low carb. Of course, you guys know I'm a low carber because it works better for my body, and that's cool. It means less processed food and flour and everything.
I eat anything I want to eat, actually.
Yeah.
But I don't
you
eat.
reduce your portions,
but I don't eat too much, and I don't eat processed food.
And that works for you.
But sometimes I'd say a whole lot of chocolate today, you know. But I don't eat it that often, you know. I mean, I have put on 1 kilo because I came back from the beach after all we do is, you know, swim and eat and swim and eat and eat and eat and swim, you know. So, but. You'd be like the French. If you're going to eat a whole lot of stuff one day, we don't eat too much the next day.
See, and that just makes sense. And I notice in a lot of the Facebook groups that a lot of people are really stressing about that. And they think that, you know, protein shakes and things like that are a quick fix. No. And what I've learned from my experience is they're not. You can't spend the rest of your life on shakes. And this is one thing we've talked about as well. Real food's the answer, would you say? Real
food's the answer, especially food that you have to prepare yourself, because it takes you, if you eat home cooking, you eat less, you eat better. Okay? Now,
awesome.
Michael Pollan wrote a really great article in the New York Times. It's quite old now, but it's called Out of the Kitchen, Onto the Couch. And he starts off talking about TV cooking shows, which is why I started reading it. But then he goes on to talk about food and humans. And he talked to this crusty old guy, and he quotes this guy in the article, this crusty old guy who'd been studying the obesity problem in America for 40 years or something. And at the end of this article, Michael Pollan says to this guy, so what is the best diet that would cure this obesity problem we have?
Yes.
And this guy says, it's so easy. It is so easy. You can eat anything you like, anything, but you've got to make it yourself.
Wow.
That's it. And by the time you've made it yourself, you're not going to end up, you're going to be careful about what you eat. You're going to be, you know, you're probably not going to eat quite so much. You know, you're actually going to feed a lot of people, well, more people, you know, if you've got family or whatever your family is around you, which leads to sociability and the shared table, which is really, really important.
Yeah.
So
there you go. There's a little tip from the Master Chef. Learn to cook. Now, I have to say, Ray, that's actually something that's really transformed my body and my health.
This woman, she didn't used to cook.
Never.
The things she used to eat. I mean, you know.
And I think it came from the fact that I grew up as a baker, so my mum is a cooking teacher. So she used to encourage me to get in there and bake cakes and biscuits and I developed such a lovely sweet tooth for food
I've got a wicked sweet tooth.
You have a huge
sweet tooth. But I think I've just train my brain a wee bit to...
Well, what I've learned from you is you just have a little bit in moderation. You kind of hit that little fix and then you're done. It's not like you sit there and eat sweet things at every meal, or not even every day.
Exactly.
And so it's really what I've learnt from you and working with you, Ray, is about the variety, the widest variety.
Eat the widest variety, and don't eat bad food. Look, I'm a chef, so I get to I could eat a lot of food if I want to, but I'm not going to eat bad food. I get enough good food. I don't need to eat bad food, so I'm not going to eat it. You know? Yeah.
So I have a question. Oh, Jeff Gamigami just said, out of the kitchen onto the couch. Whoopsie. Yeah. And he's also said 100% in less than burn equals trim. That's right. You want to really look at your calorie deficit. Cheryl Sinclair said, hello back to you.
Hello.
And people are happy that we've got your sound going. So I'm very happy about that. Good stuff. And remember too, guys, I've got the streams here. So if you want to ask Ray any questions about food or anything to do with health, you've even written articles for Vibe magazine about men's health as well.
Yeah, but
yeah, I know you're not the expert on that.
I'm not the expert, and it's so easy to write. Look, all good food is good for you, as long as you don't eat too much and you don't eat too little. It's only when you eat too much of something or too little of something that it's going to hurt you.
Gotcha.
You know?
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
I'm just checking to make
sure.
Look,
and I'm not saying anything new. Our grandmothers knew all this. You know?
So where do you think we got lost in the mix? Where do you think the processed foods come from?
It's so easy. We have industrialized our food supply. It's political. Political? I don't know. We industrialized the food supply, which meant that you can get anything 24/7. Now, when you can get anything 24/7, especially if it's fat, salt, and sugar, which are really hard to find naturally, like in nature.
Yes.
And that's why we're hardwired to want them.
Yeah.
That's when the problems start, because you get too much of it. I used to teach chefs at AUT, and we'd talk about that sort of thing, and I'd say to them, who makes their own French fries? Now these are chefs, so they know how to cook.
Yeah.
And you'd maybe get 2 out of a class of 70 who'd say, oh yeah, I do. And I'd say, how often do you do it? And they'd say, maybe once a month, a couple of times, you know. And I'd say, why don't you make it more often? And they'd look at me like I was stupid and say, because any chef knows making French fries is a really long and involved process. First you've got to peel the potatoes, then you've got to cut them to the right shape, then you've got to cook them once, and then you've got to cook them again.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's how you make French fries. But hey, why would you when you can go to a fast
McDonald's or something,
fast food outlet
not supposed to
and
say
buy
anything.
it 24/7. So now we have all these foods which use technology, they don't suit our biology that we can get all the time. That's the problem, and the fact that people don't cook.
Gotcha. Now Raja has just messaged in. He said, great that you've got the sound fix first of all. And he said, men's diet plan, Ray. What are your thoughts? And your take on hormone-specific herbs, Ray.
No. You don't need to worry about. No. Look, it's not that difficult. Remember what I said? Eat real food, which is basically food without chemical additives. That takes care of quality. Eat the widest variety of food you can. That takes care of your nutrition. You don't need to know anything about nutrition. Our grandmothers didn't need to know about tradition.
That's right.
Traditional societies don't know about tradition. They just know what's good for you.
Yeah.
So, eat real food. Eat the biggest variety you can. Get plenty of exercise. And for God's sake, stop worrying about food.
Wow.
It's to be enjoyed.
That's good food philosophy.
Yeah.
And for me, on my journey, that food philosophy, Ray used to talk to me about that every food show.
And it
really helped me.
I'm 65 years old and I'm 76 kilos and my weight never seems to bloody change. I used to be heavier. I used to be 84
and I want to talk about that. I think when we talked, when you did the maths, you'd lost about 10 kilos. So you're 10 kilos, close to 10 kilos.
76, 84, what's that, 8 or something? Yeah.
So you mentioned before that you kind of changed your mindset or reset your mind around food. And I have you kind of briefly talked about it, but when we've talked about it, you went into a bit more detail. So my understanding is that, so I know a lot of people would talk about intermittent fasting, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to go too much into that, but essentially my understanding is you kind of waited till you got really hungry.
Yeah.
And that's kind of helped you, so that kind of helped you reset how your appetite functioned.
Yeah,
Would that be right?
And I did that 10 years ago, and it hasn't gone back to being what it was.
So it's like you did a full reset. I know for me, having had an eating disorder, I never had any sense of fullness and any sense of hunger. And so now that I've reset the way I eat, my body will tell me when I'm hungry. It's so weird.
I mean, and we can only speak from our our own experience. We're not experts.
No.
I don't pretend to be one. Although I was too dumb to do physics when I was at college, and they put me into the nutrition class. Best thing that ever happened to me. I now have this map of food which I can understand, which I find it really interesting.
So interesting.
Yeah.
So Raj has just messaged in and said, "Holy smokes, my dad is 65 too, and I to a variety of food, clean food." Absolutely.
Don't get all hung up on clean foods.
I was going to talk to you about that.
Don't do food fads. Just look, food's to be enjoyed. Eat real food. Eat the biggest variety of food you can. Get plenty of exercise and stop worrying.
Excellent. I love that. Now, Melissa Goodman just messaged in and said, and drink occasional wine. What's some good breakfast ideas, Ray?
Anything you like, as long as it's not too much and not junk food. Food, you look at...
Not through a drive-through or anything like that.
No, and you look at yogurts, they're mostly what I'd call puddings because there's so much sugar in them. And all sorts of other chemicals like pectin and all sorts of other chemicals that they put in it. What I ate for breakfast this morning? Usually I'll eat some soaked muesli that we make ourselves. There's nothing in it. I know exactly what's in it. Because if there's any, us cooks, we're control freaks. We like to know everything that we're eating and we like to control it.
Yeah.
Often I'll eat some muesli and plain unsweetened yogurt, I don't mind saying I always buy that Gopala stuff at the...
It's the best.
It's the best.
And best value as well, $2.49.
$2 for a litre or something,
Yeah, $2.49.
Hasn't got all that other garbage in it.
So good. It is a good product.
And today I think, we bought a house today. I was really nervous and thought we'll have to, have a good breakfast. So I had a boiled egg and 2 pieces of toast.
Great.
Yeah. Don't eat breakfast cereals. I find you may as well just get a packet of biscuits and crush them up, put them in a plate, pour milk on them and eat them. That's all breakfast cereals are. Full of sugar. Don't waste your money. And they're expensive.
They are expensive. And also I know from my experience, I would eat those cereals and by about 11 o'clock, I'd be hungry and I'd be really tired.
Eat some oats.
Yeah, oats are fantastic. Most mornings, my partner Pete and I have scrambled eggs because it's such a good protein hit. And that will last me until like 1 o'clock when I get hungry.
Yeah, I mean, it is
really good sustain.
I mean, those terrible those Tetra Pats of so-called breakfast. Read what's in them. There's about... I think there's about 20 things in it, and most of them are chemicals.
And there's 9 teaspoons of sugar.
Yeah.
And one of those. It's just not great for your body and not a good way to start. So even though it might be marketed as a good breakfast food or a good breakfast drink, it's not ideal. You best eat
Never
real
believe
food.
the marketing. All those health claims are usually about marketing. Read the labels. Read what's in it. If you see anything you don't know what it is, don't eat it.
And one of the things I've learned on my journey is that often when things say that they're low fat, it actually secretly means they're high in sugar because there's no fat in there to basically carry the flavour. And so that happened actually after they released a report in America in 1977, the McVinnie report.
Right.
And that basically started the low food industry, the low fat food industry. And that started in the 80s really. And so the whole rise of low fat, there's a rise of diabetes.
But all those things are usually about someone trying to sell you something.
Yeah.
Be very cynical. Read the labels. And if you don't know, if you see something in there that you don't know what it is, or it's a number, or just don't eat it.
Excellent. Yeah. So meal plans. What are your thoughts on meal plans?
What do I think about it?
I
go to the supermarket or the local shops.
Yep.
I see what's good, what's cheap, what I feel like, what it tells me to make. I let the food tell me.
So when you're really hungry, how do you do the same? Is it the same process? How do you do? So for example, how do you decide what you're going to have for breakfast? Or even when you're recipe creating, how does the food
I wait
speak
till I'm
to you?
hungry.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's a little different, that process. But what am I going to have for dinner?
Yeah.
Go to the shop, see what's good, what's cheap, what's in season. And you see something and you think, I know what I can do with that.
Because I know a lot of my followers have been saying, oh, one of the hardest things is they're usually out at lunch, so they might go somewhere healthy and, get something for lunch because it's convenient. But breakfast and dinner seems to be the hardest things to work out.
Breakfast doesn't worry me very much. And look, I don't have to go off and do a great big strenuous job. I mean, I work from home, so sometimes I'll just have coffee. I don't care.
And so you're not too hung up about it?
Look, you talk to the Italians or the Spanish about breakfast and they look at you like you're stupid. They don't even eat it. When we're in Italy with our friend, I mean, sometimes, we'll be sitting around drinking coffee and she'll say, oh, should we have breakfast? And we'll go, oh, yeah, that'd be great. She'll bring our packet of biscuits. What we would call biscuits, Yeah. So I don't get too hung up about that. If I was going to go off and be a road worker or something, well, yeah,
you'd
definitely need a big breakfast. But I am staggered when I'm walking on my walk, because I walk.
Yeah.
I'm staggered when I walk past those cafes in Mount Eden at the size of those breakfasts. I couldn't eat all that.
I know, I can't eat all that either.
I don't want to.
So let's talk a little bit. Oh, massive comments. Sanana Chant, hi sweetie, nice to see you. Just said it's either high fat or high sugar. That's right. So if in a battle, this is a good point. In a battle, high fat or high sugar, what do you do? Neither. Or hey, just calm down. Hey, I ate something that had a lot of fat in it, so I won't eat so much fat tomorrow or later or something. Cool. So it's kind of about finding balance. Shanti.
Calm down. Yeah.
Okay. So Rajas just said, oh, those preservatives are harmful. Benzene 211 is used in as a major cause of cancer. We don't know about that, so we can't comment. But thanks for sharing that. Better to make your own mustard than buying in a can. Good on you if you can do that. And
look,
and then he was also asking about the $2 chilies.
Oh, well, I'll get to that in a minute. Yeah, hey, I mean, I still eat processed food like canned tomatoes because I read the label and it says tomatoes and salt. It's all right.
That's okay.
I read it's good quality mustard. It's made out of mustard seeds and vinegar and all the things that I would use myself. I buy a jam, I look at it, what's in it? Fruit and sugar, that's what I would have used. Yeah. But I'm not going to go and sit there and eat the whole thing.
Of course. So when it comes to salt, what are your thoughts on salt in our diet?
I love salt. Oh no, I like food to be seasoned and salt makes it taste good. Okay. So yeah, I don't mind.
Okay, so now we're moving into food trends. Now that you guys have, because I get this. We'll say it's a bit of a rant. I get this every week when we work with Ray because we always talk about food. Yeah. And sometimes I just like to bait him a little bit just to get Ray's thoughts on something. So this week, Jeff Gamigami's just messaged in and said, Ray, your comments on keto.
What's keto?
It's basically like low carb, but it's more Atkins, the Atkins diet.
Not interested. Real food, biggest variety that you can eat of the food you can eat, lots of exercise, and stop worrying about food. And don't listen to all those fads. They just want to sell you something.
Oh, that's so
No,
good.
I'm very cynical about all this. Take control of your diet yourself. Think about traditional diets. They eat a small breakfast, a big lunch, a small dinner, nothing else.
I'm so glad we've got you in here doing this
today. And they don't drink any sort of sugary drinks, and they don't snack or only on special occasions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so more questions on trends. One word, paleo.
Well, that science certainly didn't stack up, did it? Hysterical. People believe that. Look, people used it for weight loss probably, and it probably worked. And why did it work? Calories. It's all about...
And food elimination.
It's about restricting calories.
Yeah.
It's a way of restricting calories. That's the only reason I reckon diets work.
Calories in, calories out, right?
Well, ask a prisoner of war, for God's sake, which is a really grim analogy.
Yes.
But I mean, people who have been deprived of food get skinny.
That is so true. Yeah. So Jeff Gamigami just said keto is high fat, protein, vegetables, no carbs, low sugar.
So what? I eat that all the time. You had someone to tell you that? You had to have someone to tell you that?
It's an online trend.
I don't believe in trends.
No, you do not. Don't get you
cynical.
started.
Be cynical.
Okay.
Never believe anything you're told.
Christine Edlin has just messaged in and said hello. Hello to you, Christine. Good to see you on the stream.
Now I'm going to have some water, okay?
Excellent. That's the best. Right. So we've covered keto. We've covered a little bit of low carb. I know you're not into it.
I do think there is a trend, though, coming up.
There is a trend. What do you think it is?
Well, I don't usually see. I don't believe in all those fads. There's a difference between fads and trends. You know, the coconut oil, the paleo, the clean eating. They're all fads.
They went from coconut water into watermelon water.
Oh, please, come on. You know, a fad is something which they come and they go. Trends last a bit longer. Now, look, when I think about, you know, I'm older, twice your age or whatever.
Not quite.
First thing was we all found out about Asian and Mediterranean food, you know, the balsamic vinegars, all that stuff we'd never heard of, and we explored that and we loved it and we were good at all that. Then the next one was all the fads. Yeah. Okay. Pardon me. I reckon the next one's going to be about purity in your food. It's going to be about reading the labels, not clean eating. That's just another fad.
So is it more becoming a conscious consumer?
Yeah.
Yeah?
You want to know where your food came from, you want to know what's in it, you want to know if it's good for you.
Ooh, I like that.
And all good food is good for you. All food is good for you, otherwise, you know, it wouldn't be called food.
Now, Jeff's just asked about coconut water. What are your thoughts on that?
Nothing. Why would I believe, it's kind of a nice drink. It's not actually a drink I like, but it's just a drink.
Yeah. It's nice when you're in the islands. We had some when we were in Niue.
Yeah, I don't like it.
You don't like it?
No, it's not me. I think the really funny one is almond milk. That's really funny. I mean,
don't look at my fridge then.
Well,
I really like it.
It tastes terrible. Have you ever made the real stuff?
Yes.
Delicious. But, I mean, I really love dairy, so whatever. The thing about almond milk is you're buying water. It's mostly water. Read the label. It's all water. You want to buy expensive water? Go buy yourself some almond milk.
Okay, don't go into my fridge.
Hey, you're a grown woman. You can do whatever you like.
Choice.
You know.
I got it for the convenience of it.
Convenience for what?
I'm very busy.
We're all very busy.
Okay, and there's no excuse.
There's no excuse. Look, hey, that's the other thing. Don't give me that time poor nonsense. You know. Think of our grandmothers. They probably had less time than we did and less easy ways to do things. And, and they could do it. Look,
they still made it happen.
If you want to eat well, you've got to do those things I said, you know, eat real food, but you've got to plan ahead.
That's true. That's why I was interested in meal planning.
Yeah, all good food. You've got to think about it ahead, you know? Otherwise, because you've got to do things to this stuff. So if it's important, hang on.
I know. No, you go.
If it's important, you'll make it a priority. If your diet's important to you, you won't be trying to cut corners all the time. I mean, I don't, you know, whip up incredibly complicated meals every night. Don't be silly. But I make sure that I've got good food that I probably cook myself.
Okay. You know? So how important then is it to have, say, like a toolbox of staple recipes that are your go-tos?
Really, really important. And Nigella Lawson says something that is really rather good. She says that cooking is an exponential discipline.
Yeah.
Not only do you get better the more you do it, but the more you do it, the faster you get better at it.
That is true.
You know, and I can knock a meal out, because I've been doing it for years and years and years, I can knock a good meal out in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Like a really seriously good
And you
meal.
can do it on camera as well.
And I can do it on camera. Well, you've seen me.
I know,
we work together, yeah. But that thing about your gut, if you think your diet is really important, you've got to make it a priority. You know, anything that is important is made a priority. Otherwise, people wouldn't have all those extramarital affairs, would they?
That is so true.
You know, all that skulking around, it must be important to them, yeah.
Okay, Raja wants to know that spot on, he said that spot on, Ray, about the almond milk. You hit that like Brandon McCullum sixer, just off the boundary. So well done, good comment there, thanks Raja. Yeah. Now, Jeff has messaged in again and wants to know, what are your thoughts on alkaline water?
What is it?
Okay, there you go, Jeff.
I never go down those aisles in the supermarket. You know how the supermarket works? All the fresh stuff that has to be delivered a lot more than the middle stuff, which lasts for centuries.
Yeah.
Has to be around the edge, the fruit, the vegetables, the fish, the meat, because it's got to be close to the cart docks. Okay, because they're always
because you're in and out of the
time. A lot more movement. Yeah. In the middle is all that stuff that you don't ever go there.
Sit there for years.
Yep. And no one needs to eat it. Yeah.
I've learnt something tonight. Yeah. And then Jeff's also asked about butter versus margarine.
A great question, Jeff. I would far rather eat a small amount of a natural product like butter, which is made out of cream, than any amount of man-made fatty sort of substances. Think about it.
So good.
Read what's in it.
I totally agree as well. Yeah. Much tastier as well. I think margarine tastes weird.
No.
I just don't like it.
It just tastes fatty to me.
Yeah, I just think it tastes too much of chemicals.
No, I'd rather eat a natural product like butter. Yeah.
Do you make your own?
No, because I know what's in the butter that I buy. It's a good product.
I make my own for the fun of it.
Yeah, it is quite fun.
It is quite fun.
Yeah.
And also it's a bit of a party trick. So I've had people here who have said to me, can you actually make your own butter? Yes! So I'll whip out the cream, whip it up.
Yeah, that's why you never waste cream.
So good,
whip it into butter. Yeah.
This has been a very interesting chat. Before we're about to head away, it's so good to see so many people popping in and asking questions. We've got just a couple more minutes left, so if you've got any last minute questions, message in right now. If I haven't seen your question, I am so sorry. Ray, parting thoughts on the perfect diet.
The perfect diet, oh my God, eat real food or food without additives. Okay, I've said this about 50 times.
Yeah,
eat real food.
But people are popping in and out.
Eat the widest variety of food you can. This is Michael Pollan. Eat the widest variety of food you can. Get plenty of exercise and stop worrying about it.
There you go. Simple. Simple philosophy.
Read the labels of anything you're going to eat. Read the label. If you don't understand what something is, don't buy it. And remember, every time that thing goes across the supermarket scanner, it goes beep. It's like voting.
Oh, I never thought about that.
Yeah. So if you really hate things, don't buy them. Right.
Now, Pete's just indicated to me that there's another comment. Is that Bobby Joe's comment? Yeah. Perfect. Bobby Joe, hi, nice to see you on the stream. She just said, so my thyroid doctor told me to go on the Boston diet, which takes out all food with lectins. That's tomato, corn, grains, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, Bobby, if you have a health issue, that's completely different. You listen to your doctor. Awesome. And don't go doing anything radical with your diet until you've talked to your doctor.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Excellent. Good point. Thank you. And Raja wants to know, my mum is using buttermilk to make a dough for Doris instead of water. I don't know is that a typo?
What is it?
Doris here. Would you suggest buttermilk or water for making a dough?
Depends on the recipe. Depends what you're making. If you look at, some things will use buttermilk, others use water.
You're a grown-up, your mum's a grown-up, she can use what she likes.
And she's probably a really good cook, is she, Raja?
Yeah,
I bet she knows what she's doing.
Actually, Raja sent some recipes for us to look at as well.
Good.
So, yeah, pretty excited about that. Jeff Kamigami just said love it. So glad you guys are liking this chat. That's really one of the reasons why I wanted to get Ray on tonight's live stream, because his food philosophy is actually something that's really contributed to my own weight loss journey. So thank you, Ray, for being part of my journey.
My pleasure.
I really appreciate it. Thank you for the lectures.
I just like people to eat good food.
Yeah.
And enjoy it.
And learn to cook it.
And don't eat too much.
Hey, now, speaking of which, we've been talking with Ray. Ray actually has all the components set up for a cooking course, which basically teaches you a staple of basic recipes that you can use, and then you can basically make your own as well. If you guys want some details about that, you can send Ray an email through his website, raymcvinnie.com, or because you're connected to me and you're on my streams, send me a message and I can hook you up with the course. What have you got in this steak? You've got
It's all the things I thought that it would be good to know. How to roast a chicken, how to cook a steak, how to make a stew, how to make a soup, how to steam open mussels, how to make a salad. All those basic things that you can fiddle with. It's like a toolbox that you can sort of fiddle with them and mix and match them. And
I guess once you have that, it takes that idea of what am I going to have for dinner away, because you've got it sorted.
It means that when you go and buy it, you can let the food tell you what to make because you know what to do with it.
I love that. Yeah. I love that. I've been involved with some of the filming and it's great.
Yeah, and all traditional cultures shop every day. You go to
them. I feel much better about that because we shop every day.
You go to the market every day,
because that's when it's fresh.
And market's also where you see people and you talk, and it's social.
It's social. That's right. Yeah. So Rajas just said, his mum's making rotis.
Oh, roti, yum.
Delicious. So would you use buttermilk for that?
You could do.
Yeah, that'd be delicious.
I bet she knows what she's doing, Raja. I bet she's a great cook.
Does she make them with chickpea flour? That's my favourite.
No, he's from Kashmir, is that right?
Yeah, he's from Kashmir.
Yeah. No, it'd be wheat flour.
I think that's a Punjab, isn't it? A Punjab recipe.
Kashmir's. Oh, no, rotis can be,
Yeah. Anyway, private conversation going on there, Raja. Sorry about that. He's just said thank you, though. Everybody said thank you. Thank you guys for being on the stream tonight. And remember, if you want to find out more, Ray has a load of really fantastic recipes on his website, raymcvinnie.com. Everything from sweets to savouries to small, large platters as well, family-sized dinners. There's lots of things, of ways that you can adapt those recipes to suit your dietary needs as well. So have a look on the website, raymcvinnie.com. And if you want to find out more about the course, look, send me a message and I'm happy to connect you, because it's a really good course. And I think you'll really love the recipes, and it gives you the stuff you need in your toolbox.
Also thinking, if you like Indian food, and I just get this in, I'm going to take a food tour to southern India at the end of the year. We're only taking 12 people, and we've got a few already. So, I mean, you know, be in.
Be in, definitely. Yeah. You can find out more on Ray's Facebook page. If you want to search in the URL, it's Ray McVinnie NZ. So there you go. All right, time to go. Bobby Joe just said thanks. Thank you, guys. Raja said, my mum's the best cook. Sorry, Ray.
No, I knew she would be. Yeah, good. You know.
Yeah, well, we have to head away anyway. Thanks, guys. Keep in touch. And remember, share what you're cooking. Share your thoughts on food in these news feeds as well, because we love to hear from you. And remember, our next live stream is coming up 27th of March.
Yeah, we're kind of doing the last Tuesday in every month now.
Yeah, so you'll get to see Ray cooking live in action. All of his meals are done in under 30 minutes. So if you want to add a new recipe to your toolbox, join those live streams. See you later. Thank you so much, Ray.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
Thanks so much, Pete, who is doing all the production tonight. And thanks you guys for watching. A pleasure as always. And see you guys in the weekend. See you on Sunday. Bye.